solution solver. And so, but my so as far as having a dialogue with you,
Mm-hmm.
because I do really really value you,
Yeah.
and I would like to say it this way: what do you do? Because I've felt this for a long, long time. You know, what do you do when you feel like you want it more than them? So this is what I was saying
Mm.
a minute ago: is that I've come across. So basically, the backstory for me is um, I wholeheartedly love to help people,
Yeah.
love to be the problem solver.
Yeah.
And so, for quite so, believe it or not, this will be 5 years that I published my first book.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what happened is initially, like you say about people, people are just so used to being awarded, and they're so used to being acknowledged. So what happened is, as a majority of people, instead of them acknowledging my success in publishing the book,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing they said was, "I want to do it too. I want
Okay.
to write it too."
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm 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 initially saying to myself, "Whoa, you know what? I like to rest in who I am. I like to celebrate myself because I was so used to not doing that. And
Mm-hmm.
then I held off wanting to really assist people, even though that's the natural thing I do,
Okay.
because what happens is people um, will you will want it more than them. So how do you get to
S-
bridge that gap
Okay.
where you're helping people and you're not, spending so much time,
Right.
trying to convince them? Because I know it's coaching, so whatever's in there is in there, and you as the coach, you as the problem solver, can help to bring it
Right.
into
Yes, you can guide them.
manifestation. Right, you can guide them, but there's a gap there. There's a
Yeah,
bridge
there
there.
is a gap. So I'm welcoming those who are joining, and we are having this conversation about sales. Do you have a winning sales process? So I want to share something with you right now. If you step into the shoes of people, potential clients and customers, okay, that would potentially buy from you when you're prospecting, okay, you need to realize that we attract and we are attracted to people who have done what we're doing or who are doing what we want to do. Okay, you will attract who you are. You will attract people, right, who are doing what you are doing. Those are your peers. And you will attract people who want to learn how to do what you're doing, particularly if you're in sales. Okay, if you're in services space, okay, you will naturally, when you're delivering your message, this is where value comes in. For you to sell, you have to attract people who value. People have to value whatever it is you're doing and that you can do for them. Because if they do not value it enough, how are they going to pay you for it? Okay. So that's something to watch out for. So whether you're trying to when it comes to business development, even when you want to grow your business, when you want to scale, when you're looking for opportunities in the marketplace, you want to look for opportunities that the value is there. It's not just enough to solve a problem. And to your point, you want to solve problems, but the key is the people you're solving for or the people you're trying to sell to. It's not just about you, your own desires to solve. I always say desire sells, sorry, passion sells, desire buys. Passion sells, desire buys. You can have a passion for solving, you can have a passion for creating value. As entrepreneurs, we passionately solve issues in the world, right? But the sales only happen when there is desire. Sales only happen when desire is high. It's like Apple computer. They are producing highly desirable gadgets. That's why people line up and are willing to pay them to acquire. That's the value exchange that happens at sales. Is that for us to transact, for us to exchange, for me to give you my money for whatever it is in your hands, I have to believe that what you're giving me carries equal or greater value than the money I'm giving to you. That's the only time a transaction happens. So, what you find online today is that on social media, people can follow you, they can easily give you a like, a follow. That's an emotional transaction. They can emotionally invest in communicating that they like what you're doing. Okay, so on social media, people can follow you, right? They can invest in you emotionally and say, "Oh, Tony, I like you. Tony, you are doing great. Oh, I admire you. Fantastic." That's the accolade we gather on social media. That's not sales, though, because for you, you cannot take that to the bank. That never reflects in your bottom line. It doesn't show up right in your account. A like, a share, a follow, right? This is why the sales process is important, because you can perpetually be gathering accolade on social media, right, without growing your business. And many of these things is, you, as a sales professional, you have to be careful in terms of your motivation. What is motivating you today? Because many people who are new to entrepreneurs, they can be swept away by likes, share, followers, and they can miss out their number one duty to close a sale, to be a closer. Okay, I'm seeing comments. Passion sells, desire buys. Absolutely. Yes, I also shared earlier, sales is a value exchange. Your job is to communicate the value of your product. If you want to sell, your job is to communicate a value of your product, not to give it away. Because those who are also building business for the first time ever in this current, post-pandemic scenario, they are being bombarded with a message that says give free, not being trained that the way you sell is to communicate value, right? Your job is to craft a message that absolutely delivers on this is the value, this is the value of what it is I can do for you, because that is what people need to see. This is what they need to understand. This is what they need to know for them to buy from you. And a winning process, really, a sales process has to do with, let's say you have a followers, you have people who follow you, right? Okay. What process is in place for you to prospect, to really be in search of your ideal clients, ideal customers, people who value? I always like to use the word value it enough to pay you for it, because without value, nobody pays you. If nobody values what it is you're doing enough to want to participate in it, acquire it, right? If it doesn't remove pain for them, okay, and if it doesn't solve a problem for them, or if it doesn't pleasure them, if it doesn't help them get closer to everything that they want, sales doesn't happen. Transaction only happens when I agree that what you have, okay, what you have created, the product and services you have created, I want it, I desire it, and that desire is strong enough that I'm willing to pay you to have it, to acquire it. That ultimately is what sales professionals drive towards. Okay, that is the winning sales process, moving people through, delivering the message of this is my value. My value is my value. This value will do A, B, C, D for you, like my academy, right? My classes, my courses, right? This is the transformation it will drive for you. If you want that, right? If you want to participate at such level, if you want to enjoy the value I have created, okay, this is the price, this is the cost to you. That is the message of sales. Now, branding, marketing, Branding builds trust at the identity because for you to sell, if you don't brand, if you don't tell your story, if people are not familiar with you, there will be so much friction, right? Because we do business with people we know, like, and trust. For that transaction and that exchange to happen, we want to believe. We want to believe you. So how do we believe? The people we believe are the people we trust. Excuse me, right? The people we believe are the people we trust. So if you haven't established trust in the marketplace, okay, if you haven't delivered a message to say, this is who I am, this is what I'm working on, right? This is the design of my product, this is the value, these are the people I serve, on and on and on. If you haven't bothered to do all of that and you just say, buy now, buy this is where friction comes in. Okay. Did that make sense? Okay. And for those joining on LinkedIn, I also see you. Do come up to the stage, raise your hands. I see Lillian. How are you? Peter, Angela, Jeremiah, Ntutuko, Shazi. I hope I said your name well. Feel free to come up stage, introduce yourself if you would like as well. And Giram, I also see Bill just popping in as well. And if you're joining on the video stream, feel free to type, ask a question as well, or contribute as well before I go deeper. I also see Chizoba and Miss Joanne as well with us on Clubhouse. Go ahead, Miss Rosa. I saw you on mic. Did you want to say something or ask a question?
No, yes, no, it was very, very, very valuable, very, very valuable as always. So I really, really like the what you had said earlier, was passion sells and desire buys. And like I said, that can be the frustrating part. Having designed your sales, your sales process to the point where, like I said again, that gap.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what I'm basically leading to the fact that you can have a well planned out process,
Mm-hmm.
and even the person can have the desire to buy, but then there's something as simple as that noise that's in someone's head, or either the noise that's in someone's head, where they're telling themselves, "Yes, I want, but how can I?"
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it's simple as and it can be whether it's a product or a service, because that's even the reason why that I know definitely in Connecticut, and a situation where even if someone came and gave you a wonderful presentation for an alarm system or something like that, and you sign on the dotted line, and then they give you 3 days to change your mind. Whereas in some cases it's like, it's you bought it, it's yours. Like I'm still remembering as a child that my mother would give my brothers and I, this when she felt like a well needed instruction before we left the house going to a store. Like, I'm not gonna buy anything that's broke. Don't you touch anything, because I'm not gonna buy anything you broke. So a lot of times too, people have this mindset where I purchase, you know, I have the desire to purchase it, but what is going to get me over to that threshold?
Right. So let me dive into that. When you talk about noise, there's noise everywhere. There's actually also noise in the head of the entrepreneur. Okay? The salesperson, you that you want to sell, there's noise in your mind and there's noise in the minds of potential customers when we talk about customer journey. This is why in my school, I support my students with mindset coaching. The reason is because for you to be a sales professional, for you to be successful at selling, you've got to clear your own belief. Like, everything in your mind and in your heart can interrupt your ability to sell. If you are judging, so as example, if you have a negative thought about the people you're trying to sell to, you've corrupted the sales process. So I always say, work on yourself, work on your mind, clear your heart. The reason is because you need to attract, right? I always say there are three relationships every entrepreneur must have with money: attract it, manage it, right? And invest it. Entrepreneurship is at the attraction space. Every salesperson must magnetize, must attract people that can buy. So let me go a little bit into energetics, advanced energetics, right? Is that your thoughts polarizes your energy positively or negatively. People don't do this work. This is why when I tell you I coach mindset classes, courses on entrepreneurship, this is why this is important. But let me share this with you. This is what you have to do in yourself. Every time before you talk to people, before you go out there and engage and prospect, you've got to be on high energy, high positive energy. And your face is like, I know they're not going to, right? We will shut the door on you because you're not about to disturb us with your negative energy. So, sales professionals, this is why sales professionals need motivation, inspiration, enlightenment, so that you deal with your heart and mind before you go into the marketplace, so that you are pleasant, right? So that people want to listen to you, you want to attract. This is the trick of, this is the millionaire level processes. You cannot sell real estate, you cannot sell $1 million property not looking, feeling positive. Nobody is buying anything of value from people who carry negative energy. And how do you carry negative energy? Is that your thoughts will polarize your energy, and advanced energetics, you as humans, you are radiating what you carry. The thoughts and ideas you carry is what you embody. So even without speaking a word, when you enter a space or when people engage you during the time of, right, a sale, we are reading you. Your customers, clients, they're reading your energy. In fact, your social media page carries your energy. If I go to your social media page, everything you're communicating, if I'm scrolling, I can pick up on who you are, right? This is why this is the advanced side of sales. It's not enough for you to have a winning perfect product or a winning stuff and say buy now, buy now. No, you've got to be positive. You've got to work on your mind, your heart, your energy. This is the internal work you have to do behind the scenes before you show up into the marketplace. Imagine if I'm hosting this session now with people around the world, and you're not enjoying this space. Right? You will not stay. Nobody has to stay here. You stay because you want to stay. You stay because you feel good. You stay because you are learning something, right? That is something many times people don't understand. That sales has to do with energy. We are buying energy, your energy. And if I don't like your energy, listen, there's no way you can convince me. You lose me at Elo. So part of the advanced sales process, particularly those who deal with high value, multi-million dollar type assets, listen, when you see them, you know they've done a lot of work on themselves. Go and talk, just go online, and the industry that does this perfectly well, there are two industries that does this well: real estate and car salespeople. For you to sell a car, 30K, 40K, for you to sell a house, 100K, $500,000, multi-million dollar property. These are high value sales, high value sales. And one of the things you also have to do is high net worth individuals they don't buy from just anybody. They buy from people that understand value. Okay? So I know I just went into another dimension because I work with CEOs, government, all of that. Is that sales is a reflection of identity. Remember, I talked about brand. Sales is a reflection of identity. Who are you? What are you bringing out there? Because that's what people are buying. Your product and your service is a reflection of you, right? So don't polarize yourself or your product or any of your platforms with any type of negative stuff. This is why you need to invest in coaching. You need to invest in programs that helps you sharpen your sales skills so that when it's time for you to sell, you can close better. And part of the secret of closing is positivity, positive energy. Have you ever heard that before? Positive energy sells than negative energy. The reason is because you have to be helpful, you have to serve people. People have to believe that the action they are taking is in their own favor. And so if you come in with negative energy, nobody wants to buy from you. Do you know, even in medical field, nobody wants a doctor with bad bedside manners around them. So even the most brilliant doctor, if they're saying, I want to help you, I can make you, you will still cringe if your doctor talks to you anyhow, if your doctor is not nice, if your doctor is not kind, if your doctor is not gentle, you will run away from that doctor.
Toya, that is
Yes.
absolutely correct. My oldest son is 40, but when you said that, the first thing made me realize is that, as a young mother, or maybe just inexperienced mother, I wasn't thinking at the time, but I
Mm,
actually had him to, it was a situation where, like, back to back, he had doctor appointments.
mm,
So, like maybe on a Thursday, he had, the dentist appointment, and then on the Friday, it was, the regular doctor with, immunization, the shots and
mm-hmm,
everything. And I remember after he got the shot, and he was crying and he was all upset. And he said, "Mommy," I said,
mm,
"What's the matter?" "The doctor made me sick."
mm.
And I'm like, "What?"
Mm,
I'm like, he said, "That's mommy. The doctor made me sick." I
mm,
remember that as if it was just yesterday. And it's like I'm thinking in my mind, and I had to convince him, no,
mm,
doctors don't make you sick. No, doctors make you well. But as you were saying, you could have a doctor that's brilliant, a doctor that can do everything, have that skill
mhm,
set, have the degree, have the ability, but then that humanistic part of,
mhm,
you know what, making someone feel comfortable even
mhm.
in a bad situation. Um, some of them don't have that, but
Absolutely.
yeah, but I had to convince him. No, the doctor. No, no, no,
No,
no, no, no.
absolutely.
You don't have it
Absolutely.
correctly. The doctor don't want to make you sick. The doctor's there to make you well.
Absolutely. Sales is service. Sales is service, right? When you present your offer in the marketplace, your offer has to be presented in a way that it contributes positively to the advancement of the person you're working with. This is why luxury sells. Luxury is attractive. Luxury, we all love how, like, the presentation of luxury. As humans, we love beauty, we love nice things, right? We are attracted to things that are beautiful, things that are positive. This is why we talk about energy, right? The highest energy that would attract us is desire, it's love, it's kindness, right? Humans want that. The negative, the at the extreme end, is fear, is jealousy, it's we nobody, like, that stuff stinks. It stinks. So luxury, the whole point of luxury, the presentation, right? Craftsmanship, beauty. When you think about the beauty of architecture, the beauty of cars, sleek, smooth, when you're advertising like makeup, cosmetics, fashion, those things sell. They sell themselves. Beautiful things sell themselves. Because as humans, we move towards things we like, towards things we value. Okay? So your messaging and your presentation, even when you're going prospecting, everything has to be well presented in the marketplace, right? Sales, your messaging, your presentation, your value messaging, right? This is when I talk about your magnetic message, right? Excuse me. You attract people who value your work, and you attract people who want to be like you or who want to do the things you're doing. Now, what then happens is when entrepreneurs that do not have these skills, this is what happens: a lot of friction, a lot of frustration. You find yourself, you're trying to chase people down, right? Instead of attracting people. And a winning sales process, which is more of a technical behind the scenes, when it's time to automate, accelerate, if you want to scale your business, you absolutely need to have a sales process in place that takes people from lead to conversion to closing the sale. And you want to make sure that it's predictable. You know when it's going to happen, how it happens, it's repeatable. If you do it over and over and over again, you get similar results, and it's scalable. You can accelerate it. You can do it as many times as you want. Again, predictable, repeatable, scalable. Because if you are at a stage where you are starting your business, right? This is where I talk about my 10-week accelerator. And you can learn more at toyinumesv.com/programs. And today, actually, I'm doing a mid-year sale. Like you the only place where you can find it is on my LinkedIn profile. The latest article I posted today, the private that link is only there. Or if you private message me today, I'm not going to tell you the price. You need to go check it out yourself because you're saving thousands of dollars in just today. It's so you're not going to find the link anywhere else because it's only just for one day. So message me if you want to learn more today, not tomorrow. If you message me tomorrow, the offer is gone. But it's an enrollment media, 1 day media enrollment in my academy. And with that low price, you can access my 10-week accelerator just for today, because I want you to finish the year strong with the right skill strategies and building the right system to support the growth of your business, right? So reach out today or go to my LinkedIn profile, read the newsletter I sent out today that has the same title as today's session. Do you have a winning sales process? Read that article, go down to the bottom. The link is there. Make sure you also subscribe to my growing newsletter. There are over 30 something, is it 34, 35,000 subscribers? It's growing fast. Subscribe, access that link. I'm not going to tell you the price. Go there, see it. You won't believe it because it's literally at 10%, 90% off the original price. So just for today, because many times when I engage on social media, people have the same questions. How do I price my product? How do I design my marketing plan, my sales plan, right? How do I my business model? Who are my customers? Okay, do I need a brand? How do I brand? The A to Z of entrepreneurship is in my school, and you can enroll as well. So let me get back to today's topic, and thank you those who are joining. Any questions, any reactions? And I thank you to those who are joining. I see more comments here. Predictable, yes, predictability. You want it to be repeatable. You want it scalable. So predictable means, okay, you can anticipate, okay, when people want to buy from you. You can predict human behavior. Okay, so if someone comes to your website, if someone comes to your social media handle, have you done enough research to know what's on their mind? So, as example, Amazon does this really well. They know that when you come to Amazon.com, you're searching for something. So there's a search box. They predict, they know that when you go to Amazon.com, you are looking for something. Maybe you want to do research, you are searching. That's why the search box is prominent. They make it extremely easy for people to search and find what they're looking for. So that's where they've integrated human behavior, okay, with sales. So for you as well, when people are coming to your space, can you anticipate what they are looking for so that you can immediately give it to them? Do you know what questions are on their mind so that you can answer those questions? Okay, can you predict what other people, right, your potential clients or customers, what they are looking for, the questions on their mind, okay, what they're trying to achieve, what their limitations are, what they're thinking about? If you can predict that, that is useful information, okay, to make sure that you're delivering messaging that resonates with them. Okay, so the sales process, you can predict when people come to you, what they are coming from for, right? What they are searching for. You design your sales process around that. Okay, when it's repeatable, it means that that activity happens over and over and over again. So Amazon can tell you, we know you're searching for something. And because it is repeatable, people come every single day searching for it. It becomes part of their sales process. And being scalable means that you can do it over and over and over again. You can automate it. Input, process, output. You can predict the input. You can anticipate it. Okay. You can predict the input. You can anticipate the output as well. And then you design your process in the middle. Process is always in the middle. The outcomes you want is to close the sale, is for someone to transact. The input really is what you anticipate and say, okay, I want to predict that people are searching for ABCD. In your line of business, what are people searching for? Right? This is where what also governs your lead magnet. Okay? How you bring people based on human behavior and what they're searching for and what you can help them with. You do that work, you attract, you process, and then it closes the sale. And if you can design that process, you can scale it up. And those are the things I work with my members on at toyinumesiri.academy. You can learn more about my programs at toyinumesiri.com/programs. And also, if you want me to work with you one-on-one, you can reach out and book some time. You can also see, I think at the page, on the programs page, you can set up a discovery call as well. So I see more comments and then I'll start wrapping up for today, because I actually, every Friday, I'll actually host a private coaching session in my school. So you're welcome to join us, Money Mindset and Millionaire Mindset coaching as well. So I see sales is a service. Yes, I said that. That is why luxury sells. We are yes, we are attracted to energy of love, kindness, beauty. Generosity is also attractive. On the scale of energy, feelings, emotion, the emotions that sell, the emotion that sells, right, they have to be positive, right? So if you're on a journey of achieving success in business, you have to do this work. This is the mindset work, is that anything you are feeling, you've got to deal with it, so that when you're working with a client and a customer, right, you don't pass it on to them. Because if you pass negative emotion to them, you chase you're chasing your money away. Anyway, Chizoba says some of the guys you may be approaching may already have their customers. You also need to be able to convince them to leave their present guy to patronize you. That's why you need the knowledge. Okay, so let me quickly share. There's a program in my school, Lead Generation and Customer Journey Map, where I always try to help people understand that there's problem awareness, there's solution awareness, and then there's a point where you strategically position yourself. You want to differentiate your product and services. So if you're delivering a product or a service that many people are also delivering, meaning there's competition, then how are you going to set yourself? You have to differentiate yourself. So what is your differentiating message? That's also something that supports sales as well. Let me see if there are more questions here before I close out. Positive energy sales, absolutely. Sales is a reflection of identity. The reason is because your brand is where trust is. This is where this is where you submit to the marketplace. I can be trusted, right? You build trust, you build the relationship at the brand level. Nike builds trust with us. And then marketing is about your message delivery. You make sure your message reaches as many people as possible. And then sales is about your offer. This is my offer. This is what I can do for you. This is what this product and services does for you. So if you trust, right? If you trust me and if you believe the message, then you're going to consider, right, the offer. And the offer is a presentation of value. Okay? The offer is an offer, it's a presentation of value. Branding is about identity, marketing is about the message. Do you trust the message? Do you believe the message? And sales happen when you communicate value, okay, and price. So I'll wrap up there. Thank you, everyone that's joined. Chizoba, if you have any other questions, feel free to join the stage or put it in the comments as well. And I thank everyone that has joined today. I'll see you again. Check out Toyin Umes TV. Okay, I see you're coming up quickly before I close out. Thank you for being here. Any parting words before I close out today? I was just about to close out. Go ahead, Chizoba. Oh, you need to unmute if you haven't.
Good evening. It's about 4:30 in Nigeria. I don't know. I think it's the morning down there.
Yeah, it's
So what I
morning.
have to say, I concur with you that the energy is there because sometimes we see some people coming around to us. They look, when you look at their shoulders, it takes a lot, Looking at the person coming to talk to you can also make you know whether you should even be interested in this guy. How confident is he in what he wants to sell? That's key. But what I was also trying to say was beyond that, you need to have knowledge of the industry. Because if you come and tell me that you're selling X product and a lot of people are selling X product, I should be able to know at least some people that are selling that X product, how much they sell it, and what their product looks like, so that I can be able to convince you why you should leave them and come on to me. So that's what I'll talk about, having the knowledge of, all these things are supposed to be paid for anyway.
So here's the thing. To become a sales, go on.
Yeah, so the thing I really wanted to say, it's sales is not, being a finance person, which is my core discipline, although I've delved into a lot of areas now, including sales. I have a certification in marketing, but sales is not a standalone thing. It's part of the whole business strategy of an organization. A lot of things determines your sales, what you can do even as a salesman, even if you have all the whole plan in the whole world. You understand?
Yes.
The resources you have as an organization can determine what you can do. You understand? The environment, this pestle or some other things, the environment also determines what you can and what you can do. So when we are talking about sales, I know this is a shallow class. The other things people need to go and pay and learn. It's not just a standalone thing. It's part of the whole business. It's a holistic thing, part of the whole business strategy. You can't just do sales alone without having the other parts of the strategy.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I love that. Okay, I just actually also updated the title because that will probably be the next conversation I'm going to hold. Like, becoming a sales professional is not becoming what people talk about, hustling. You can see a lot of unprofessional activities out there. Okay, people who are attempting to sell in a very unprofessional way, right? You can see people trying to sell in very unprofessional ways, erratic, in and out. They cannot sell. They cannot sell at the they cannot sell high value because the erratic behavior only works at a certain level. All the gimmicky things like people do only works when you're actually selling to other people like you, because again, you attract who you are. When I talk about and I teach mindset ascension, the reason I support people, my clients and customers with and my clients students, I mean, with mindset programs is you have to ascend. You have to take your mind to higher levels, and the level you take your mind to is the level you can sell at. So if you want to sell $1 million house to a high net worth individual, you, the sales professional, you better be operating and thinking at the same level or similar level, okay, at the multi-million dollar level. Okay, this is where personal training in sales come in. To sell something for $50 to sell something for $500, to sell something for $5,000, to sell something for $5 million, the sales process is not the same. Okay, to sell a bottle of Coca-Cola, all you have to do is like to sell like it's different. It's very, very different. The value of what you're selling, okay, is important. It's going to determine who you attract to yourself. And you, if you don't ascend your mind, your heart, your energy to make sure your energy also portrays that elevated thinking value, you cannot sell to high net worth individual. You cannot even do like, you cannot be in there. Like, this is something I teach in energetics, right? You attract who you are. You attract who you are. So become more if you want more. Right now, everything around you is what you attract to yourself. Everything you are experiencing, the people in your community, the people you are doing life with, they are all, right, what you produced. The relationship you produce, the relationship you can participate in is based on who you are. So if you look around you and you don't like what you're seeing, this is why many times people say, oh, this, they're not buying this. Guess what? You are selling at that level because that's where it is. Because if you want more, if you want to sell at higher levels, then you must ascend to those levels. You must become more. Because to your point, you talked about education. If you want to sell $1 million property and you don't know the types of question high net worth individuals are asking, you don't have the knowledge to answer those questions, the types of questions they have on their mind, right? How they behave, how they think. You have no idea how high net worth, how they value their time. You know, the things you can do, you can say, oh, you know, on social media, you can tell somebody, you know, do this, do that, click here, and it works. You cannot try that with high net worth individual. You cannot sell. That kind of behavior will not sell at a certain level. So behavior, in fact, one of the things I teach is that wealth creation is a belief system that leads to specific behaviors and actions that if you do those things, you will create wealth. I keep this thing simple because once people master those things, at least you know what you ought to be working on, depending on what you want for yourself. So yes, knowledge is important, but what type of knowledge do you have about who you're selling to, what you're selling, and even about your own limitations and your own strengths? Self-awareness. The reason is because if you've not done the work of being self-aware, it's very difficult for you to then start understanding what's going on in other people's minds. EQ, right? EQ is a tool of sales. Being able to read, understand, empathize, because you can't talk over people's head. You want somebody to buy from you and you're not listening to them. You're not seeking to understand them. And you think they will no. Sales is service. Who can you serve? The people you can serve are the people you understand. The people you can serve with your products and services are the people you've taken time out to understand and connect with. Right? Because if you haven't tried to understand what I'm going through, then you don't know me. You don't know me enough to tell me you can solve something for me. So watch out for that as well. Right? I tell people in advanced energetics, you attract who you are. If you want to attract more, become more. If you want to attract more, just become more. This is where personal development, personal growth, mindset work, education comes in. Learning more, right? The moment you're exposed to more knowledge, you can do more, you can develop better skills, you can achieve better results. And when people, and this is what I see, most people in the world think they already know all that they need to know. And so they will continue to perform at the levels they're performing. They're not going to grow. They're not growing because pride gets in the way of knowledge transfer. Until you say, I need to know, nobody can teach you. That's why we also say that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Right? Because I, as someone who teaches, right, in my school, I also want good students. I want people who are coachable, who want to learn, who value education. So when people don't value it, listen, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in being in relation with people who do not value education. There is no alignment there, right? You cannot sell to people who do not value what you're selling and what you're offering. I can listen, if people don't value the knowledge that I carry, wealth creation, listen, then I also do not want to be like, this is where personal pride also has to come in when you're selling. You've got to respect and honor your work and also communicate to the marketplace that you only want people who respect and honor. There's dignity in entrepreneurship, there's dignity in creativity, there's dignity in productivity. So when people that are they have consumer mind, they attempt to come into a producer world. Entrepreneurship is a world of producers, creative people, innovative people, those who learn and those who create and those who are impacting the world with their knowledge and capacity. Those are the people I support. Those are the people I train. You've got to be in a space where you are unleashing, you desire to unleash your own productive capacity. You desire to fulfill your highest potential. That's when you need a coach. If you want to remain mediocre, average, you don't need a coach. You don't even value a coach. You don't even value anything I just shared. You discount it. People who do not honor themselves, they discount this type of work. And that's okay. Keep buying your handbag, keep buying your shoe, because that's where their value is. I always talk about consumer mindset. If you think a $2,000 handbag is more precious to you than a $2,000 class and course, that's okay. This is what I talk about, value system. Okay, people will spend to go entertain themselves, luxuriate on stuff, and listen, enjoy. I love nice things, but never ever mistake the most precious, valuable thing to a human is their mind. The most precious, amazing asset is you. And I know people who own and run factories, they don't bother with all these fancy shoes and everything. They dress nicely. We dress nicely, right? But they invest heavily in education, in expertise, because that's how they increase their wealth. You increase your wealth by investing in your mind, not by driving or wearing a handbag that is 5K. Okay, I just totally went off. Because sales is being a sales professional requires heavy investment in you. You are the ultimate sales machine. You, when you come into a room, you sell. When you stand on a stage, can you sell? When you're talking to people, will people buy? They buy you first. So if you don't develop you and you're going around offering a limited version of you, listen, you attract what you attract. You can't attract the best of the best of the best of the best of the best in the world. You don't attract the best relationships in the world if you haven't invested in yourself. It does, like, you attract who you are. You attract who you are. So if you want more, if you want to go on new stages, if you want to operate at the highest levels, investors, governments, if you want to be perceived as then you have to do this work. To become a sales professional, you have to train yourself to be the best in your space. And if you don't, that's okay. You know, life operates in level. Everybody has the level that they're comfortable with. That's it. It's a choice. Growth is a choice at those levels. As a Christian, I love this Bible verse that says Jesus grew in wisdom and strength. We have to grow in wisdom. And people who do not want to grow, wisdom is precious, it's the most valuable thing. Right application of knowledge in a timely manner that gets you incredible results. Listen, that stuff is what we ought to be pursuing, running after, because it's what opens doors, it's the key to success. Not all information holds value to transform people's lives. The ones that do, listen, those are the things I put in my academy. They transform lives, they help you, they teach you how to create wealth and change your life. That's it. Okay, you have to access your strategic capabilities. Yes, absolutely. So anyway, thank you everyone. I see Mr. Bruce. Thank you for joining there. I was about to wrap up before, but I just give my final speech there. Thank you. See you again.